How's it going, everyone? Turns all year, month 138, October. The month I consider the hardest month to make it through because you're either relying on last year's snowfall or hoping for new snowfall and also dealing with unpredictable weather. But luck came my way with a beautiful, bright, sunny day, a snow patch or a snow field, as I would call it, that's long enough to get some decent turns in, a little bit of speed, not so much, but a lot of fun, and it's a great way to put yourself in a great mood. And so someone was asking me in the comments in another video, how do I manage to keep going despite loneliness, depression, anxiety? Well, here's how I like to look at it. Oftentimes, depression has a big misconception. People think of depression as someone who seems like they're lazy. They can't get out of bed, lack of energy, lack of appetite, always sad. Now, that can be true for some people, but there are different forms of depression. And I have what's more of a milder form. It's called persistent depressive disorder, or it used to be called dysthymic disorder. So think of it as like comparing it to like physical pain. You've got like aches and pains, where you can't do anything, and it's like you're just screaming and like hollering, and it's like, oh. But then you got like dull pains that you can somehow work through. Doesn't really affect your day-to-day life too much. Well, that's what persistent depressive disorder is like. It's kind of like a low-grade depression, but you can have flare-ups. It can turn into major depressive disorder. You can have certain life events that can make it worse. Like certain jobs can make it worse. Certain jobs can make it a lot better. So I found that really the best way is to kind of keep on top of it. It's kind of like a dull mood, it's a daily dull mood, but I try not to let it get the best of me. So it's like I try to find, when I find myself sinking into more of a major depressive disorder, I try to catch myself and not allow myself. So that usually entails physical activity, tending to our garden, appreciating nature, because I can usually feel when I'm about to dip into a deeper depression, and it's difficult. You kind of have to know yourself when you're starting to fall into that depression, because once you do fall into that major depressive disorder, it can be pretty difficult to climb out of it. And see, that's the problem, is I try not to let myself get too far in there, and sometimes it's happened, and it's like I go on for like 2-3 weeks where I'm just like chronically depressed, don't really even want to do physical activity. So it's kind of like trying to keep on top of it and just trying to find things that you really enjoy doing. Like, obviously, luckily, I'm not too far from this beautiful area up here. Less than an hour drive, thankfully, with how expensive gas prices are. So I've got that going. Just being able to maintain, my streak, my monthly streak, getting at least one day in per month. So it's just many different ways to just kind of find yourself, kind of give yourself that ability to just stay on top of it. Now, don't let yourself get in too much of a rut. And with that being said, I figured this is lap number 20. This is going to be my last lap. I've done this 20 times, trying to get at least comfortably over 1,000 vertical feet in. So I'm going to go ahead and take you guys for a little ride. I think I'm just going to leave it pointed this way because I think I have enough POV videos of me skiing. Okay, just make sure everything's all good here. All right, let's make this a fun lap, guys. All right, you ready? Woo! That's a good way to wrap up month 138. Turns all year, and another great way to keep on top of the depression, the anxiety, and the loneliness. So hope you guys are doing good out there. Do whatever you can to stay on top of it, overcome those obstacles. Don't let depression, anxiety, or whatever else is bothering you get the best of you. So best of luck to you, all of you out there. Thank you for your continued support. And aside from that, yeah, that's it for now, guys. Godspeed.